Josh. It's funny, I've been trying to get Josh on for a minute. Damn, what's up with this audio? All right. I've been trying to get Josh on for a minute. Josh has been dodging me.
That low key, my kids been dodging, make me dodge everybody.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the kids. Honestly, Josh is not a new father, but he just had a baby girl.
Yeah.
He had his son. His son's pretty, not that his son's pretty funny, but the couple times that I seen him, my boy was dogging everybody.
He got a low. He still got an attitude. Bro, he tells me no. I tell him no tablet. He's like, nah, you know tablet.
Nah. I'm about to swipe your phone. But for those of you who don't know, Josh is my boy. We worked at Firestone. You know, it's that Sunday crew.
Yeah.
That Sunday crew that I talked about on a couple episodes. Josh was one of the guys that was there. I think honestly, we were the Sunday crew because we were like at the bottom of the barrel. I mean, we're how are we gonna get priority over Caesar, who's been there for like 20 something?
Well, I mean, yeah, we have. I mean, Sunday was pretty cool. Though. We had a good crew in the beginning too. You know, when I first started, at least we had. I remember we had Rafa.
Yeah, Rafa was a good guy.
And Raul with me. It was really good. I mean, Rafa. Speaking of Rafa too, I mean, he's about to have a baby too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
dude.
Patty just showed me. She sent me the.
Oh, that's right. They're pretty good friends.
On the, she's about to have a baby shower on text.
No way.
Yeah, she sent me text. I'm not gonna be able to go though because I worked that week. But yeah.
Yeah, that dude had a fucked up story too. Dude. The reason he moved to San Diego and then when he moved back, I was like, damn, that sucks. But yeah, Rafa was always a good guy. The one thing I liked about Rafa, that dude would stay till 10 if he had to.
Yeah,
even if it wasn't in his car, he was like, all right, I'm gonna help you guys out.
Hell yeah, he was so tell bro. He was really good like that. Bro. So when he left,
it did. Honestly, it did. And rightfully, that's kind of why we all left, right? Like it was always something about money and like, So again, those of you guys don't know, we worked at Firestone, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with Firestone. There's nothing wrong with like Jiffy Lube or any of these things. It's just
I think being a mechanic is a good start job when you're young.
Yeah.
I think when you just go older, it's kind of like you gotta think about your body.
Yeah.
Honestly, like you think about like, damn, like not say like that, but do you want to be doing somebody's brakes at like 50, and then you gotta rush. You got 30 minutes to do that person's brakes, and then. You're breaking your back for
someone else, and your bare minimum money.
For your bare minimum. And don't get me wrong, it's a good knowledge to have though. Like I don't take anything bad of like Firestone. Any knowledge they gave me or like things I learned from being a mechanic. Even in life. In a sense. But or even like working fast, I feel like that helped me like work quickly.
Yeah, for sure. You build a skill or something like that.
So I think I really take it as good. I think it's just once you get older, you have a family, kind of think about like damn to work those long hours and
then still have to go home.
Still gotta go home, be tired. So I think that's just really what like plays the impact on it. Like because going to school too for as a mechanic, like, it was good. I enjoyed it. You meet a lot of people. You learn a lot of good things. Things that really in the sense like when you go work as a mechanic, realize people don't even know like common sense and some things.
For sure. Like
how to put air in your tires,
bro.
Like,
even to that too. That was one thing. It was like it was a free thing we offered, right? Like people would pull up, hey, I got my tire pressure light on, and then we would, like one of the jokes was like we would tell them like, oh yeah, it's $1 a pound or like $2 a pound, and people would look at us like, nah, I only got $5. I guess that's good.
But even then, like I think the funny part about it, you would tell like when they would tell us like, oh, like my light's been on, and it's like, oh, like. Oh, how long has it been on? Like, like a week. And then you just noticed in a week.
Just noticed. Like that shit flashes. It's orange.
It's orange. Like bro, every time you turn on your car, you're not used to having lights.
Especially on. Like from 2015 on, the car will even like TPMS light on, and then the light will flash. I don't know if you remember though. There was this like older lady. She had a Benz, and it was a newer Benz too, and. The way I met her, she was rolling on her second spare tire.
Oh yeah.
And she would come every time, and we would always tell. Because I remember she came when I was there, and she was like, "Can you fix my spare tire?" And I was like, "I could put air in it." She's like, "No, I need you to patch it."
Yeah, she wanted to buy a spare tire.
She kept wanting to buy it, and at this point, she had dropped like 3 bills on spare tires, and I was like,
"You
just need the one tire." By that time, you could have had we could have given you a drive guard. It would have been a run flat.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know. With her, I remember she would come a lot every time, like every week, and she would want us to put air in all of them.
In all of them, and it was like, we know which one's it's that right rear, girl. Like, and I remember too, because when I met her, she was like, "Oh no, I already bought a tire," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, good. Like, what is it? What do we charge? Like $30-$40 to mount. So we're like, yeah, I got you. Just go inside and do it. It's like, no, look, it's in the trunk. And she popped the trunk, and it was the first spare tire. And I was like, this bitch, like, what do you do? And she just, I don't know. That's part of it. Like, people don't understand, like, like the shortcuts of it, and it's like, no, let's not do that. Our boss too,
he ended up buying her a spare. He got her a spare. I was like, why are you getting her a spare?
Don't encourage this behavior,
bro. Like, no, I mean, yeah, she asked for it. I was like, bro, like, you could have told her.
You're a service advisor for a reason. You gotta advise them on the right thing to do.
Like, shit, I'm gonna give her what she wants. And I was like, I kind of get that, but it's like, no, you could have been like, bro, you could buy a tire with the $3 and I give you a good ass tire.
Okay, that's how he kept the shop open. Just profiting off her. But those people that came in though were pretty funny too, because you remember, I think it's just older white ladies. Remember that old white lady that would come in with the old Camaro, like a 60 Camaro, and you put air in her tire, and then her radiator blew, and she was like, "What did you do?"
I was like, "Bro, I didn't even look at it. Like, bro, I literally didn't even look into the hood." She's like, "No, it won't start now. It won't go." I was like, "Well, I'm pretty sure you had this problem when we were driving over here."
Yeah, for real. Like, you're just trying to blame it on someone else.
And like, I feel like we had a lot of kind of like, even I don't know if you remember too what the guy said. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say, put on the record, I don't really know how to drive stick the best, you know. But
you learned there.
I'm learning at Firestone. But hey, that's things you learn as a mechanic. But it's the guy he came for an alignment. I remember I already kind of got comfortable driving. It was a Ford Fiesta thing, or not, like with a little sport one.
Yeah.
And I drove it to alignment rack, and I was like, all right, like it didn't need an alignment. Checked it, double checked it. I was like, all right, cool, it's good. Backed it out, left it on the I actually drove it to where we had to park the cars.
On the side.
And took it through the alley, so not even go around the block. Took it through the alley.
You're still like in first, second gear.
Yeah, I come back maybe like an hour later. Gio tells me, he's like, hey, bro, he's like, the guy said you burned the clutch. I was like, what? I was like, bro, I was just around the block. I was not even around the block. I went to
half the block, cut through the alley.
And he made a whole incident, did a claim. Come to find out the guy had the clutch burned like before.
Nah.
He did it. Yeah, he was like, and then I kind of was fishy though, because he had came for an alignment check only, but he had not been there since like 2020.
Yeah.
And he came. I was like, bro, you haven't been like 2 years.
2 years, nothing.
I was like,
not an oil change.
All of a sudden, you want to come and get an alignment check,
and your clutch is burned.
Burns, and I was like, all right, bro, come on, let's add it up. And then I was like, bro, that's why I was like, people will get like little things like that, try to put it on us to be no, you broke it. And don't get me wrong, there are some things like in a sense like I broke a lot of things. I remember my first day, and Angela, I told her my first day, she was like, hey, do this tire. I go, and then I didn't know I had worked at Jiffy Lube and Valvoline before. We didn't have to lift the car.
No, it was the drive-thru.
It was just the drive-thru. So he was like, yeah, you lift it from the front. And I was like, all right. So I'm lifting it, and the car goes up, take out the tire. I go do the tire, but not come back, and I see a bunch of oil.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And I was like, what the fuck? And I go and I call Angela. I was like, hey, bro, what's that? He's like, bro, it's oil. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, bro, how can we fix that?
Like, well, buddy.
He's like, you got to tell G. I'm like, yeah. And I was like, damn. So I tell him, he's like, fuck.
He's like, maybe we'll start you off with something.
Yeah, he was like, bro, he's like, you don't know how to lift the car? And I was like, honestly, bro, I was like, I did. I was like, I thought you lifted from the middle. Like, you know how, like, because how some cars do have the bolt.
Yeah, they have a brace. And
I was like, and I did work at Chevy, and at Chevy, a lot of Chevys have that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was like, and I was used to that, and I was like, damn. I was like, well, fuck, bro, I'm sorry.
Like, my bad.
I was like, my bad. I thought I was going to get fired here. I was like, damn, first day I got fired.
How was your first day? Well, I got fired.
Yeah. Well, I went to my girl the first. I was like, well, I broke something. I was like, we'll see tomorrow if he fires me.
We'll see if I have a job by the end of the week. No, but that's what it is. That's what it is, though. Honestly, like I nicked a bunch of rims because those low profile tires. I fucked up a bunch of them when I started.
I'm trying to think who went one time, or I don't know if you remember. He came from Miami. He was a transfer.
Jay.
No, that's another one. Yeah, but this was another one. He came he came after. I think you probably saw him when you went to go visit one time. He had like dreads, almost.
I think okay, yeah.
So his name is Omar also, and he was doing the tire because he's a SSS.
Yeah.
So he popped in the tire. And it was one of the Porsches, and he was gonna patch it. It was a quick patch.
Yeah.
He ended up popping the tire, still low profile, but he punched it in, and he made the mark on the sidewalk. You know how it punches because it pops in.
Yeah,
it popped in and it cut the whole sidewalk. And he was like, bro, he's like, what do I do? I was like, bro, you need a new tire.
What else are you gonna do? Nah, just give me some beat sealer.
I was like, that was hilarious. But it was like, those are, like, I know what you mean. It was so hard. If you think about it, like, yeah, those cars are not made. Like, even like I mean, not to say our machines are not good for it. Is like every car is so different that you have to get. That's why the dealerships have it for the perfect.
Yeah, for a company to make a machine and be like, oh, this is gonna cover every single car. That's just fucking impossible. And then it's fire, dude. They're not gonna update shit.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about their things are. I'm surprised they haven't updated the. Because when I heard that Chevy too, I remember they were like when I was leaving, they were just coming. Which it was too much too. I'm gonna lie, the technology of it, but they were barely coming out with one that like did it for you.
Take out the tire. You literally just put it on, huh?
Yeah, and then like you had to like only like, I think you only had to pop like kind of like put it on the pop for each
where
side,
to go,
and then it'll pop it for you. But now like now, I mean, they kind of get it though too. It's probably not gonna work to do it. But I'm pretty sure some Firestone got it.
Yeah,
because
what before I left when what was Caesar store when that store closed, we got their tire machine.
Oh yeah, the one in Manchester.
Yeah, and there you go, Manchester. And then even then, we were servicing our own tire machine like every other month. And
even then, like there was always something that broke on it. It was like the hose broke on it, or like the handle, like the little pin we would have to like roll. Luckily, Raul.
I know Raul's.
He was a man.
That legit old school Mexican. And he's like, oh, we should call somebody.
Yeah, I remember one time where crazy is fun. Crazy thing. This guy came in a trailer, and you know how like we used to have like kind of like the spares on the side. Yeah. And the guy was like, "Hey, he needed the tire for the trailer." Yeah. And like basically like I was like, "Oh, we looked for a tire and we found one, and it didn't fit because the hole was like it's like I guess the hub for it was a little bit too small." So he was like, he literally drilled it out, made it, and he made that shit fit, bro. That shit was perfect. He let that car lift like it was brand new.
It's like they aligned the trailer.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I was surprised you put the perfect. Yeah, he's like, don't worry, it's gonna look good. And I was like, it looked perfect. It looked like it was a tire
that dude's Superman, man. He just do anything. Tiny, he's one of those old school Mexicans that just
I don't know too.
I just knew everything.
When Patty crashed. I don't know if you remember, but she was about to leave, and she crashed into the tree, and Raul literally made. She was so bad. She was like the whole grill part kind of broke. Yeah. So she started drilling. Like Raul made it look like brand new. He drilled it. Honestly, the other day you couldn't even tell that she was crashed. She didn't get it fixed for a while because it was like you couldn't even tell.
Yeah.
I was like, Raul, you the man.
You the man, dude. Yeah. That too. I think it was. I had just started, so the way we were parking, we weren't parking like that. We were parking the cars right in front of it, right? And so I think I had like the stupid SUV, and I pulled up, and it was like in the middle bay. So I came all the way around from this side, and I like cut in, and I'm coming, and with that little turn, I nicked the car. Like I don't know how it happened, but literally just the tire hit the fender of the other car, and I was like, oh, I felt the same. I'm like, well. It's been fun. It's been a good ride. Like, and Raul came and he was like, "Oh, don't worry." And he got the throttle bottle cleaner. He just cleaned it up, dog. Brand new.
Like with any little scratch like that. Even I remember some people would be like, "Oh, like can you take out the scratch?" I'm like, "No, but I know who could."
I know. Raul, you want to make a quick 10?
Yeah, Raul was like, even when I crashed my car, I was like, and he was like, "I'll take it off you." I was like, really? I was like, bro. But it was bad because, I had literally the engine was like in the.
Oh, you completely moved back. Huh?
So he had to reframe the car.
Nah, he did it in his fucking backyard, huh?
No, he did the whole job, like everything it needs, and then he's taking it right now to get reframed. he literally showed me a picture the other day. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna get. I fixed up the car. I'm gonna get it reframed this week. Nah. And I was like, for real? Let me see. And and the car looked brand new. I almost told him, I was like, bro, let me buy that shit back.
Yeah, like, so what are we looking at? What's the price now, man?
Yeah, I was like, but no, yeah, like, I gotta give. That's why he would make things happen when it came.
He really would, yeah. I don't know.
Even when it came to like drain plugs that would be stripped, and like let's say people didn't want to buy the drain plug or the old pad.
Yeah.
But that too, like I feel like, things that he was like, we needed to fix like that. Those are things that would have
You need one of those guys in the shop, man. Because that dude, that too, one time we were closing and I did a quick battery and I didn't know, I wasn't paying attention or whatever. So I did the battery and I turned the car on and that bitch started smoking and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm like, Rahul, and he comes and he just disconnected the battery. He's like, the alternator's overcharging. Just leave it. And I was like, God, dude, like this shit is about to catch on fire. But like, I don't know what he did. He just like ran up. Like, I put it together. So like the battery was on there, and he just came and like popped something, and I was, I don't know, man. It was just quick. But yeah, dude, it's funny that, you know, we're talking because we were talking before, and Josh was telling me like why he left, and we don't got to get into that. But that's pretty much the reason everybody leaves. Like we were saying in the beginning, like it is cool when you're young, you learn something. Like everybody makes those jokes, oh, the Jiffy Lube techs, they don't really know shit, and it's not necessarily true. Like they you know,
there are some that do and don't. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
like I've worked with plenty of mechanics that do know their stuff and don't know their stuff. Like I've know, you know mechanics that are good for R&R. You know mechanics that are really good for like diagnostics and the detail stuff. Like we used to, I mean, we both know like the people that would literally throw stuff together, and then we know the people that could literally go in there and like figure stuff out that most people wouldn't be.
For sure.
And like I feel like that's good, knowledge to figure, like to kind of work with a little bit of both, and to understand kind of both ways of like how people work, or even multiple ways to see how they do it. But at the same time, we do got the people that I'm not like that are lazy and you got to do their work too.
They ain't gonna do nothing.
You know, because I mean, we've had people too that like, break stuff, and it's kind of like not on purpose, but it's kind of like, come on, like you have to know some common knowledge.
Like dude, like, you should have known that your fucking half-inch wrench was gonna break that shit.
Yeah,
like it's a small boat.
Or like not even that. Like I mean, I remember we had a guy. It's like, but we told him, we're like, all right, you're gonna do a tire rotation, and not to say like that, like you knew, not to say you gotta like rush or whatever, but I mean, I wouldn't sit down to do a tire rotation. And he got my stool, sat down and did the tire. I was like, bro, like come on, bro. I was like,
and I bet he had to like go up on the rack and then slide to the other
that's
side.
The
and
thing,
put
like,
it down.
like, as a mechanic, I think that's what, one thing I can say. As a mechanic, I took it more like as a privilege to be like, okay, like, damn, I'm working on people's cars. And at the same time, you're trusted with people's lives. Like,
at the end of the day, you leave something loose.
Yeah, you leave something loose like that. That car is driving on the freeway with no oil. Like,
for sure.
That shit's going to smoke. And, that's just going to go down. Or you have like your lug nuts loose driving on the,
wheel off.
And, those are things that, like, we got to think about. Like, damn, like, at the end of the day, these people are driving with families too, or like we could say anybody. We're driving with, like, the way I remember one person would tell us I work with, like, they're driving with your family on the road, like,
for sure.
Like at the end, because
it could be they can be the accident that takes someone else that you know.
So that's what I mean. Like in those little things, you got to pay attention. It was not even pay attention, but like kind of like use common knowledge to kind of like, all right, like I'm gonna do it right, or I'm do it this way, that way, like what people say, or not like kind of like half it to not do the full job.
Exactly.
And that's what we would have, like like let's say like perfectionistic people, like even I'm not gonna say that I wasn't, like sometimes you rush so much that you do forget
you forget something,
but it's like you're not gonna forget it on purpose.
No,
like if you forget it on purpose,
shouldn't.
Like let's say torquing the tire, like we had people that would not torque a tire.
Oh, for sure.
Like, come on, like, bro, that's the easiest thing. Like, they give you a torque wrench, and it's literally
you have to write it down,
and they give you the number, so it's not like a number you don't know.
Chart. You're just guessing.
It's not like you gotta do some math for the number. You're not adding.
It's like carry the one. All right, it's 75.
There's no equation for it.
It's just there. It's just there.
Don't get me wrong though. There are newer cars that you like kind of like gotta think about. Okay, the past one was this.
Yeah, but so that sounds about right.
But like we had a guy one time where I felt so bad for the lady, and she came. She's like, I got my. Did we put the tire on? She came, she dropped off the tire. She had a spare on. Yeah. And I guess he put the tire on. Yeah. And she drove off, and she was like, I hear like a noise. We were like, what? Like, no, like, and we're like, dude, let's go drive. And you hear the noise, but at first, like a loose tire, most people, like as we were saying, you would be like, oh, you know the noise, but that's it kind of sounds like a rattling, but also
it could be something.
It could be the brakes. You think about a lot of things. It could be, and you don't think about your tire because you're like, my tire's already on. Like,
if it hasn't fallen off yet, it's
like we literally go to the lug nut, and I was able to take it off with my hand. I was like, damn, I felt bad. I was like, damn, she could have drove on the freeway, been gone. Like, and I feel like those are things like we got to think about, like, like as we go, or like even if you are gonna be a mechanic, I would say take it in the sense of like you are trusted with somebody's life also, like
because that's what's different. Like you were saying, that's what's different from like an office job, right? Like if you don't turn in the paperwork for something, like all right, cool, then you don't make this sale or you don't do this. But in this case, like you said, if you forget a fucking if you forget to torque down the lug nuts, that tire's flying off. Depending on how fast they're going, it can be bad, or it can just be like hey, what the fuck, like that shit rolled into my front yard, or it can be like you're on the news at 11 and stuff. So,
or it could be like the slightest things. That's what I mean. Like the little things is what matters. Sometimes I feel like as a mechanic, I feel like that's what even took me a while to realize, because I was kind of the person that would just move, and I would feel like I had to slow down to really understand the little things of like, even like, you know, making sure the lug nuts are tight. But like, you know, that's why I feel like it took me a while to understand of like, I used to be like, damn, I used to hate like, why do companies always have double checks? That
why do they kind of like, you don't trust me?
But yeah, you don't trust me, but it's like, nah, at the end of the day, it's like,
you need it.
You need the double check. It's not to say you don't check it, but it's like you're working on so many cars. It's like,
for sure.
You're like, okay, I tightened this one, but did I tighten this one? Like, you think about it, and it's like, sometimes, like, there was a lot of times where I would second guess myself so much, and I would be like, fucking, I'm gonna walk back to the car to check it out.
Let me just give it another run through, because like you said too, like it's a fine line where they're telling you need to finish 8 cars today, but you know, like you said, you gotta have it right, and it's hard to walk that line of, like you said, because at times you're doing an oil change, and while the oil's draining, you're gonna pull up a flat tire, and you're gonna fix it, you're gonna patch that bitch up, and you're doing it all at the same time. And it's easy to, like you said, not purposely, but you're like, oh shit, let me go put the oil filter on, and then you come back and you're like, nah, I think I torqued it. And you're like, oh fuck, let me double check it. And it's not that. I mean, again, some people are just bad workers, but it's not that you're a bad worker. It's just those are the precautions. Like they're there for a reason.
Like, don't get me wrong, there are people again that will not take those precautions and be like, oh, like, or like even the slightest thing again. Like, I feel like people like balancing tires. I see a lot of people that used to just put the tire on and not balance it. And don't get me wrong, I understand in some instances, not that it doesn't matter, but some people, I'm gonna say, because it's customers, that some people customers are so like adamant that they want their tire then and there, that it's like, no, just put my tire
just put it on.
And and then we do think about it, like if it's gonna go in the back, okay, well damn, if you're rushing me, I'll just slap it on. But if it's gonna go in the front, you gotta make sure you balance the tire.
You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel in the steering wheel.
So I feel like those are little things too. You know, people would always be like, "Hey, like,
trying to rush
and not do."
Yeah, because you're right. Now that I didn't even think, but now that you're bringing it up, there were a lot of people, and they would just like, "Oh, it doesn't need the balance." Yeah. Like, oh, my bad. I didn't know you could just feel it off holding it, like.
And don't get me wrong, I'm a victim too. Like those. I'm not saying like a perfect, but there was a lot of times where I was like, I had to rush, or some guy was like, "Hey, I need my tire. I need to go now." Like, hey, in my sense, if you rushing me, I'm just give you what you want. Like,
there's nothing else I can do.
So I feel like, if you're getting rushed and stuff, I'm not saying no. But if it's like, come on, you have the time for it, like, just do it. There's no reason you should.
I mean, and a balance like that shouldn't take you more than 3 minutes, honestly. And if it is, either there's something wrong with it, or you're doing it wrong. So,
you know, even if it's 4 tires, I feel like an incentive too. Like as a mechanic, you know, you got to think about like you're getting like, you get paid for the time. And don't get me wrong, it is times where like, damn, like, you know,
it's taking too long.
I'm gonna say too, as a mechanic, there is times where you think about not the pay for it, but the time you're getting paid, like, you know, the time rate, the flag rate for it, for like how much time you got. They give you technically to do it. Like, you know, it changes, say 15 minutes. And I'm like, kind of like, sometimes like, all right, it's not always going to take me 15 minutes. If you think about those Land Rovers, it's not going to take me 15 minutes to take out.
It takes you 15 minutes to take out
the skid plate.
Sorry. And then and those bolts aren't even like 10 millimeters. They're 15
like
millimeter
bolts, and they're big bolts.
It's a thick one.
And then the Jaguars, boom.
The Jaguars, all the Porsches and stuff.
The Porsches, the Audi. Yeah, the Porsche, I remember with the twin turbo one, you have to take the top, like almost the manifold.
The thing. You got to take off the whole intake, and you got to take off the air filter.
Literally, just to get to the filter. The filter is like, dude, like, how you got it?
That's not necessary. And you only paid me 15 minutes?
Yeah, and then like that, the way I think about it is like, this is supposed to be a high-end vehicle. You can't just put it on that.
You see that too. I've brought it up multiple times. It's a high-end vehicle. You motherfuckers are dropping all this money, all this technology, and then you're just gonna be like, it doesn't need a dipstick.
Yeah, like it's like, and then like, and you're gonna be like, nah, the dipstick is gonna be to the computer, and it's like, and then the computer's gonna be like, nah, give me like 10 minutes.
Hold on, give me another 20, and then it'll be like, nah, it's full, and then they drive off, and it's like, hey, this bitch is empty. What happened?
That's awesome. Like even the ones I used to really, I hate with the way they kind of like like even the reset and everything is the Alfa Romeos. Oh my
Alfa Romeo's a pain in the ass,
like, bro. Like, don't get me wrong, the car looks very nice.
Yeah, they're nice cars.
Like, I would drive it.
Yeah,
definitely not own it.
No, because that too. Remember Patty's brother? He had that Alfa Romeo, right?
And we couldn't reset it.
I did the brakes, and he came back the next day, and I was like, oh, fucked up. And Patty was like, did you reset the light? Like, oh yeah, I reset the light. Like, she's like, you changed the wire too, right? The sensor. I was like, yeah, you bought all that. It's all in there. And she had Caesar bring it up, and he's like, yeah, everything's good. And for some reason, that light, the brake light, just kept coming on. And it wasn't even, it was just the service light. Like, oh, brake pads are low. And it's like, they're not low, dude. Everything was plugged in. And for like a week, he came in and he was like, it's still not off, Patty. It's still not off. Caesar couldn't do it with the scan tool, like nothing. Like it would leave off. And then later on that day that it would just come back on. And it's like, that's just not necessary. Like, why does it have to be so complicated?
Like, even the Land Rovers, I mean, those I kind of, I guess we figured out, but because Enterprise had so much of them.
Oh, yeah.
So Enterprise, it was like, we kind of like,
it was a guinea pig.
That, you know, that's what you kind of get used to. Like, and I think that's one thing I'm going to say, like, also that, like, I'm glad about Firestone. Like, it taught me with every car.
Yeah.
Like, that's one other thing I'm going to say. Like, the dealership, because I did try the dealership a little bit, and I liked it a little bit, but I always did feel like, damn, I'm only working on the same car.
Yeah, it's a Chevy.
Time. Like, it's a Chevy. Like, you know,
it did come in clutch. So I remember I did a Colorado, and I was like, "Hey, Josh, where the fuck is this oil filter?" And you're like, "It's right here, dog." And which is a funny story too, because you told me that when you were doing it at Chevy, that you guys didn't know either, and you guys had to call the office, and they were like, "Oh, it's over here. My bad."
They're fucking engineers. Like, bro, like, come on, bro.
Stupid. Like, but yeah, no. To that point, you're right. Like, I would say go to a dealership after coming to like a Firestone or Pep Boys, because like you said, you work on every single car. And luckily we worked in West LA, so we did touch a lot of high-end cars. It wasn't just like a bunch of Civics or Toyotas. We did have those, but we did, like Josh said, we had a bunch of Land Rovers. We did work on Beamers, a bunch of Mercedes, and like you said, we touched all of them. We fucked them up a little bit, but we
that's how
figured
you
it
learn.
out.
You know, like, well, I remember Jesse, he used to tell me, because I used to always, I was always, you know, I need help sometimes. So I would always tell him I need help. And there was a few times, like, when I had just started doing alternators and stuff, and I was like, Jesse, I was like, I can't get this fucking alternator out. He told me, he's like, I don't know, figure it out, bro. Like, I was like, fuck, for real?
Like that?
He's like, hey, bro, like, and I didn't take it meanly. He was kind of like, he's like, Josh, I'm busy. And I was like, damn, I knew he wasn't busy. Because I was like, bro, you got one car. And I know you.
Like, parking lot's empty.
I was like, but no, he was like, bro, you got to figure it out. And I was like, all right. And yeah, I spent like 10 minutes. And I looked at the diagram, and I was like, all right, like, you know what? I read it. I was like, damn, I see it says take this off. You know how you look at all that?
Yeah,
and it, like, tells you
the exploded view and steps.
And yeah, I was like, oh shit. I was like, okay, I read it, and I really looked at it. And then I went to it, and I looked at it. I was like, okay. I was like, I didn't take this off. And came back like 2 minutes later. I told you. He's like, see, but it is the things you got to take time to really like, you know, figure little things out. You can't always get the like.
You're not always
gonna get that window just to.
No matter how good you are, there's always gonna be that one car that stumps you, and it's not your skill. It's just you might not have done it, like you said. If it was one of your first times doing this specific alternator, and it does help when you do have something like all data and.
Even like I'm gonna be honest, like even not say be honest like that, but even say like YouTube, like sometimes like, you would definitely like I would definitely look at a YouTube video to get a pointer, to get an idea. Why? Because sometimes it's like, not to say I didn't think about that, but like sometimes that YouTube video gives you a pointer that you're like, oh shit, like, you know what, I took all these steps, but I didn't take that one little step. It's like that one little step that helps. Is what helps, because that too. You think about it, YouTube. It's obviously it's the internet. It's a bunch of different perspectives, so you could find 20 different videos, and 10 of those videos they did it differently, and it's nothing bad. It's just that's just how they did it, and it helps you. And that's funny too, because when I would ask Caesar when he wasn't there, I'd be like, hey, yo, Caesar, like, I got this car, like, do you know how to do this? And he'd be like, it should be kind of easy, do this. If not, just find a video and then go based off that. And I was like, why didn't I think of that first? Because sometimes even a video would help me, which I would be like, damn, I didn't even think about that, is like, I would be like, damn, I got everything now, but why isn't that kind of not, like, why can't I move it around? Yeah. And it'd be like, there's a bolt here that you don't even think that there's a fucking bolt, because you can only see from one side. And I feel like that's the good thing too, is like YouTube, they kind of show you, like you said, every angle. Like in a sense, sometimes they even have like the car literally completely apart. We can't see the car
job's already done.
We can't see the completely apart.
No, you're working on one thing.
So it's kind of like, I think that's a good too. It gives you definitely like the multiple perspectives that you need to see. Like, oh shit, there's a bolt here that you didn't think about, and now you could take it off, kind of not seeing it, but now at least you know
where it's at, you know what's there. Because that too, it's like all data kind of to the 10th power, because like you said, they might have it completely apart already, like laying flat, and they're like, look, this is what you need to do. And
yeah, because sometimes all that does have it weird too. They have like, they got the car, like if they think about it, like we got the car fully apart, like we got the pieces.
Yeah, it's like, so if the engine's separated from the car and there's no chassis and the hood's completely off, this is how you would do it. And it's like, all right, but we're not there.
Yeah, we're not there. Like, bro, I got the frame in here, I got everything.
I gotta get this job done in a half hour. Trying to get me to.
Yeah, but like I don't think, like even like one thing I feel like I learned too that was crazy was with the electrical brakes. You know how like I remember I was like, damn, I literally bought the tool to fucking to twist it the whole time,
bring the caliper back,
just to figure out that you could take it off from the back, and then just I was like, no way.
What Josh is talking about, in some of the newer Fords and the newer Civics, they have an electric e-brake. So if you don't have the old handle one, it's the little one that you can like flick on, and so you can use a scan tool. But how many of us have a fucking $5,000 scan tool that's gonna put it in service mode?
Yeah.
And so you can get a tool. You can what is it? You can put like a probe and it'll retract it, right? But what we learned is you can just take that little motor off of the actual caliper, and then just put like a torque spit and just back it off, and it saves a lot of time. And I mean, literally. And I think Raul told me, I think he showed me, because he would do that, and it's just easy. Like you said, it's just something that you don't know, and you're just like, all right. Like you said, he bought this tool, and it was just like, oh, all I had to do was this shit. Like, so
and I feel like that's things as a mechanic too. Like, you know, you buy, like, we figure out tools and ideas to do things that is like, damn, like, oh shit, I didn't even think about that. And I don't want to say that, but sometimes like you're like, oh shoot, like it does make it, you know, not the job easier, but just in the whole sense of it, the whole life easier to be like, oh damn, we can do it like that. And now, you know, for the next car, I feel like that's what it gives you, different ideas. Like I said, Firestone is like compared, like you said, to a Civic, where it's just retracting it. Like, you know, if think about it, if I'm working at Honda all day, like, and then I drive a Mercedes and I'm trying to do my brakes.
Completely different.
I'm gonna look at the back and I'm like, damn, like fuck, I don't have this.
I don't got these tools, especially that like the Asian cars. It's all like millimeter bolts. You know, you're gonna use like a 19, 14, 13. Yeah. The drain plug's a 17 on the newer Civics, and then you go to European cars, and all them bitches are torque spits. Like it's and that you're not gonna know that unless you're working on it. So even that with tools, you're never going to get done with tools. You're going to constantly be buying tools, unless you do. Even if you work at a freaking at a dealership, they're always going to be updating their cars. You're always going to have to update your tools, and it just makes life easier if you have the right tool. But yeah, I don't know, man. Firestone was crazy. Like you said, it was cool. That Sunday crew was always fun, because it was just like light. It was light. It was always like, all right, it's Sunday, guys. Let's get this day over with. We open later. We close earlier. Let's finish this.
We knew what jobs we could do today, what jobs we can't. We would be like, all right, we could take about like 4 or 5 brake jobs today. Yeah. That's about it.
And then everybody took lunch at the same time.
Everybody took lunch at the same time. It
was always like Wingstop or whatever.
You know, it was a really cool. Like I enjoy it. Like I said, like I think Firestone gave me a good start in a sense, especially when like, you know, I was young and everything. Yeah. That's why I enjoyed it. I think it was just more like when I got older. Like not when I got older, I don't say that, but like when I hit my
30s, you know.
But when I kind of like,
as you progressed,
progressed, you know, I kind of was like, you know, this is fun. Just do like on the side. Yeah. I really did feel like it was a good thing to do on the side, like to like have the knowledge to do, or like even to say like I could do my own oil change.
Oh yeah,
because I feel like that's one thing that is like, you know, like it's a good kind of like, I don't want to say like, you know, tool to have, but tool like, you know,
like a good skill to have.
A good skill to have. There you go. And yeah, I feel like, and I'm feel good that I could teach my kids that, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Teach my kids.
They're not completely helpless.
Yeah, you know, like, or even like how to change a tire. I feel like that's one thing that is like, I would definitely want my kids to know, or like not even like just like the skill to them, for them to know, like my daughter, like even my daughter and my son to know, like, hey, like if you get, you know,
if you're in a situation
and you got a spare tire and God forbid I can't be there, like you could change your tire.
You're gonna be able to get it done. You're not gonna have to wait or whatever.
You know, your battery's dead or something, you know, like you know how to, you know, turn it on or what you need, how to jump it, you know. And I feel like those are things that, like, we would see it at Firestone, or, like, again, like, the little common knowledges that people wouldn't know. Or
Yeah.
like, you know, like, again, even putting air in their tires to be like, oh, like, why does my light come on every, like, 3 to 6 months? Well, you know, air kind of comes out the tire. Not that it comes out the tire.
Yeah,
the tire's not leaking.
The temperature.
The temperature changes. It gets hot and cold. You're driving, your tire's getting hot, and it's cooling down. You know, you got to understand, you're going 100 miles per hour. Your rubber's going, basically burning the floor.
It's rubber. It's rubber on hot pavement. So,
and that's what I was like, little things like that. You would think people would be like, oh, like, but why? Like, and it's like, no, you know, like, those are little things that it's good to know.
Yeah,
I'm glad I could teach those skills.
And it's not even, like you said, it's not even anything big. Like, a day we'd probably get like 10 cars of just air pressure, and it's like, oh, I went to the gas station and the light's still on, and then we check the air pressure, and it's like, yeah, because you're at 60 pounds. Like, you're in a Corolla, you got to be at 35. Like, you went too high. Oh, I just thought you just did it too.
Like that too. Like I was saying, you know, the gas stations where people are like, oh, I went to the gas station. It's like, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking off going to put your own air, but it's like, if you see it's not working, don't force it to work.
No, they're just going, and because that too, I see it now even at work. People like my coworkers, because we work on semi trucks, so they don't necessarily know. Some of them don't know cars, right? And so they go to the sidewall of the tire and like, oh, 60 pounds. I'm like, no. Look at the door jamb. 30? Are you sure that's enough? That's more than enough. Yeah. That's what's recommended. And that's what people don't think. You got to check the door jamb. Because if you actually read the full sentence, it'll say like maximum pressure for tire 60 pounds, which means it can hold up to 60 pounds.
And that's where you have like a nail, and it's like that's for like, you have an idea, like, if you got a nail and it's like, damn, you gotta get, let's say, to a Firestone, let's say to
just a tire shop,
and that's what it's for. To fit, all right, I can put 60 pounds up, I could put up to 60 pounds here, so I could get where I gotta go to.
Yeah.
Now, if you gotta go over 60, there's a problem. Obviously, you shouldn't go where you gotta go.
Like, you gotta figure it out.
You know, tow it. I would say tow it. You know, but I think that's like, it's just like, again, like, little things of like common knowledge, in the sense of like, to know, like, you know, even I'm saying, like, even putting gas, there's people that don't know how to put gas. Like,
how many?
We had, like, I remember, like, luckily the lady was smart, a little bit smart. She noticed she put diesel, because she took it out, and she was like, oh shit, I put diesel. And she got it towed.
The nozzle's green.
But it's like, even then, like, come on, like, you gotta know what gas. And then we've had it where they turn it on and they come and they're like, can you siphon it, like, take it out, put new. No, it's like, at that point,
not how it is.
Once you turn on the car with diesel oil, it's like, it's a wrap, because that gas already went through the injectors, the whole system.
It's in the block.
That's it. Like, taste it. It's like, you know, it's like when you taste a certain food, it's like, you can't like untaste it then and there. Like, it's already there.
You know it's nasty.
You know it's nasty for a reason. You know, so it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I was like, from people.
That's
like,
a good analogy though.
So it's like,
untaste it.
Yeah,
just untaste
it. You know, it's like, no, like, so it's like, I think, like, you gotta really pay attention. Like, even like, you know. Even not to say you got to put a high-end gas on every car either, because I'm like, you know, but just see what gas you put down. In the car,
it's a green nozzle for a reason.
And
that too, E85, it's yellow. If your cap isn't yellow, you can't run E85. So you gotta pay attention. But it is true. You would think people would know this. Just simple tire pressure. I mean, maybe not on oil change, but like,
or even when your car tells you it needs something.
And you're like,
it's telling you for a reason. It's not telling you because it's trying to be an asshole.
It's not, hey, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's not trying to be like, money. Hey, bro, you know, like, you know, you haven't looked at me for a bit. It's like, nah, bro, I think I need a little help so we can help each other.
It's like, listen, we're at 50,000 miles right now.
Yeah,
like, you know, if you want to keep getting to work, I need an oil change.
Yeah, you know, it's like, and not to, like, I'm gonna get wrong. There are cars that like don't even tell you. It's like, oh, I get older cars don't tell you and stuff, or like, but it's like the newer ones. We've had people it's right in their face. Like, again, we've
flashing.
Had, you know, we had people that, again, lady came and she said, I need an oil change, and she already had the check engine light on. It happened. I remember her engine was basically burning the inside. She was like, when did you get an oil change? Oh, I never did.
Like, she had a new car, right?
She had a new car.
It was like 30,000 miles.
30,000. It was like, oh yeah, like 40.
Yeah,
she had never
it wasn't
done
much. Yeah,
it wasn't much. And then she's like, no, I never done it. And it's like, so you're telling me you went 40,000 miles with no oil change, and you just saw that light on for 40,000 miles and was like, nah, it's cool. Like, she gonna go.
And that too. So it was 40,000 miles that she drove. It wasn't like she bought it used, and then it was like she put 10. She got it brand new.
And I gotta give it to the car. The car went 40,000 with no. Hey, think about it. It went across the world with no gas, with no water.
With no water.
They were better than Forrest Gump.
I was gonna say you hit that Forrest Gump with no water.
Yeah,
no.
He was there, bro. That car you gotta give it to him. So
yeah,
I was like,
I remember that. Yeah, because that too. I think who was John there already as a service writer? I don't know. I think someone told her like, the next time you buy a new car, you get like, you usually get like 30,000 miles of free oil changes, or like the first 2 years. And she was like, no, I didn't know that. I was like, oh, this chick just bought her first car.
She didn't know.
Till
That's
the
what
wheels
I'm saying,
fall off.
Yeah, like people got like, again, common knowledge, and it's like, I guess some people didn't learn that. I'm not saying, but it's like, come on, like,
it's like, no, you bought a 2015 car though. That shit's telling you.
And not even then, like, you telling me the dealership didn't tell you this car needs oil change? Like, come on, they tell you free maintenance.
Free maintenance.
You didn't question what the maintenance is?
That's how they get you. Like, you want to get the extended warranty, you get free maintenance for 25,000 miles or whatever. Or if you do extended, it's this. And so you should have known. And we would get that a lot too. I remember a lot of people would come in like 12,000 miles and they're like, oh, we're going to get an oil change. And I never really told them, like, just go to the fucking dealership. Like, I don't want to be doing this right now. But I always wanted to tell them, like, what did they do to you that you're like, nah, I don't want this free oil change. Like, I
feel like people don't go to the dealership. I'm sorry, sneeze.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, wait. But I feel like, I'm not, because I worked out. I feel like they don't do it because then they got to leave the car for like a day or two.
Oh, that's true.
That's true.
Yeah, they do take a minute. I would
think about, like, I mean, I'm not lie to you. I would think it was a little bit dumb though, because I'd be like, oh yeah, like, you got an oil change on this, like, car or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah, you have to like Tuesday. Like, bro, for an oil change?
It's Tuesday this week though. You mean Tuesday next week?
Yeah, no, it'll be like Saturday or something.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like, bro, I'm like, they can't pick it up Monday. They're like, well, if it's done, it's like, bro, it's gonna be done.
It's an oil
I'm telling you right now. They can pick it up in like 20 minutes, bro. And they're like, nah, like, they said they're gonna go to the mall. I was like, bro, like, okay, so after the mall, they could come.
The mall's
and pick
not that big. This ain't no fucking super mall. Like,
bro, because I was like, bro, like, come on, like, and they would be like, nah, like, we just tell them to leave it. Like, like, bro, that's why people hate y'all. That's
why no one wants to talk to you guys, man. You guys are some assholes.
You telling me I brought my car for an oil change that you're only going to pay the worker like 15, 20 minutes, but now we're going to keep it for like 3 days because, you know what, bro, we're just trying to inspect it or whatever.
My boy's looking at a blank computer screen like, we can have it done by Tuesday if you leave it today. Like,
that's what I always thought about being a sales advisor, because I was like, bro, like, I would not cap to them. I'll be like, hey. But that's what I think I kind of liked it, because I mean, you would know too when I would talk to people at Firestone. That's what I would tell them. Hey, bro, like, I'm not here to cap to you, bro. I'm going to tell you, you need this and this. You want it or you don't. I'm not trying, and it's not to be like, I know some people take it as, oh, like, the person was rude to tell me what I need. No, it's like, dude, like, your car needs it. Yeah. And if I'm telling you it needs it, like, I guess some people will try to get you, but it's like, you know, if I give you the rundown, okay, look, your car needs a tire because it's blown out from the side, and you tell me, oh, well, are you sure I need a new tire? Well, yeah, it's blown out from the side.
There's nothing I can do.
Oh, well, you know, because sometimes like when people would first come in, we would always tell them, hey, we could look at your tire and then we'll let you know if it's patchable. Yeah. And they'll always be like, oh, well, the other person said it's patchable. Yeah, it's like, no,
they hear what they want to hear. Yeah,
they'll look at it. If it's patchable, we'll patch it. And they want to take, oh, no, but the guy said you could patch it. It's like, no. Or some people would be like, oh, come on, patch it and I'll slide you some change. It's like, not to me, bro. If you can't afford this tire, I don't want your change. I know, I don't want your change, bro, because if you can't pay for the tire, I'd rather use that change to pay for the tire, because it'd be better for your safety.
And then for me, I don't lose my job.
I don't lose my job. You safe. If anything, I get paid for that flag. We helping each other out here.
Everybody goes home happy. No, after a certain point, when people would do that, I would tell them, yo, if you got 500, I'll do it, because that's what it's gonna cost. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, because when I get fired, I'm gonna need that week pay. And they'd be like, I'll just go inside. Like, yeah, you're gonna go inside, dude. Like,
I remember that one guy gave you. Remember the BMW with the daughter that hopped out with like the iPhone that she had an iPhone, the iPhone Louis case on it. Bro, she has some Yeezys on.
Yeah, we were like,
the kid hopped out with some ones, bro. This guy, I was like, bro,
little
toddler. I was like, damn, that's But anyways, and then I remember he was like, hey man, like, can you do my tire right now? And then you're like, oh, I don't know, bro, I'm a little busy. He was like, bro, I'm gonna buy the tire and I'll tip you $100. He was like, oh shit, bro. Okay. Like,
I turned around, Gio, I'm not taking a lunch. I'm not taking a lunch. You know what though? You know who told me? Remember Andrew?
Yeah.
He came out and he was like, hey, this dude's got deep pockets. Go help him out. And I was literally going to go on lunch. And I remember that whole situation. It was funny because what was the other service manager we had? Robin, he came out and was like, hey, what's up, man? What's up? And I was like, oh, what's up, Robin? He's like, hey, man, real quick, I need you to do this, like, this tire over here. And I was like, I'm going on lunch. And then Andrew came, he was like, yo, he said he could give you a good tip. Hey, man, what do you need over there? Yeah. And he was like, oh, yeah. And that too, he wanted it patched. And I was like, oh, it was one of those Michelin tires that has the foam in it. So I was like, hey, we can't do it. And he was like, damn, all right, it's a rental. I already told the guy he's going to pay me back. And he was like, at that point, he was kind of like skeptical, like, and he was like, "Oh, I told you I was gonna give you 100, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, you did, bitch." I took it, dude. But yeah, like, and I mean that kind of sounds bad, right? Like, I'm over here taking bribes. And shit.
No, I mean, like, the reason I said it is like one, I feel like the reason I know that he took into consideration. One is like, I get the tip too, and it's like he is trying to get it quickly, but he's also like, okay, like I'm willing to buy it. Yeah. So it's not like he's like, oh shit, like I'm not gonna buy it. Like, just do it quick. Like, nah, never mind. Like, all right, I'm gonna buy the tire. He had his kids and everything. He was trying to go. He was on vacation, so I was like, all right, some situations you get it, because there was a lot of times too where like it'd be like 6 o'clock and close at 6, and people be like, oh, I need this tire patch because I got my kids in the car and stuff, and I would be like, okay, cool, I'm not gonna say no, or like they'd be like, hey, like if you can't patch it, I'll buy the tire. Fuck, I get it. You got your family and everything. I'm not gonna knock you off.
When they're understanding and they're upfront about it, it makes world of difference versus just like, fix my tire now. It's like, what the fuck? I ain't gonna do it, dude.
But it's like, I would see like I remember one guy too came with his family. It's like, man, like can you patch? And I was like, honestly, bro, I can. And I was like, bro, we're already closed. And he's like, man, like if you got the tire, can I just put it on? I'll buy it. Yeah. I was like, all right. And yeah, I'm honestly like, I was like, bro, I get it. Like, you got your family in the car. You're trying to go. Like
where else are you going to go?
Where else are you going to go? But I think about it. I was like, damn, like, I'm going to leave you stranded here. Yeah. Like, literally, like, what to say, wait till tomorrow at 7 o'clock?
Close the door on them. We'll be here tomorrow at 7. And just drop down there. Like, all right.
Nah, but like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's all like you said, being like, kind of being like, I don't say nice, but like understanding, but like, all right, like we're both helping each other out. Not to say you gotta tip me or anything, but it's like, just tell me the honest truth. Don't be like, hey, you gotta fix my tire because I need to fix now, and I gotta go. It's like, no, like, hey, bro, like, what do you don't know if I gotta go.
I think it's a mutual understanding, right? Yeah. Like when they come up like, I'm sorry, I know you guys are closing. It's like, all right, let me see what I can do for you. Because you're already understanding of my situation, right? Yeah. Like I've been here for 8 hours and you're coming late, but this is your last hope. So let me see what I can do for you.
And I used to understand too, because we're like Firestone is like the last, I think one of the last mechanic shops like really open, like one of the like corporate ones. Because I know I think Pep Boys closes at like 5.
Yeah, Pep Boys closes.
And then, and then I think Jiffy Lube closes at like 5 too or something.
Yeah, they close earlier than us. We would stay open till what, 7? 6?
Yeah, 6 or 7. And then I know like the Cienega one stays open till like 10.
Oh yeah, they stay open late. They have 2 shifts.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, and I would understand that. I was about, okay, you can like you have nobody to go to. Yeah, but it's like, at the same time, don't come at me like wrong either and be like, hey, like you gotta do this,
like you're still here, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, because I gotta close. That's what I'm doing. You see the bay, you see how this is the only bay door open right now? That's because like, my car's in here.
I would take it as like an answer like that would be understanding. It's like, I got a family too. Tell me you gotta go home too. I gotta go home too. Like,
I haven't seen them all day.
You're
here with them. But it brings me to a funny story, which is like the complete opposite. You I know you were there. I don't know if you were specifically there that day in this incident, but it was the Wednesday of Thanksgiving, and I think we had gotten Thursday and Friday off. So we were going to be gone Thursday, Friday, and then come back Saturday, I think. And this chick came with a Mini Cooper, and she came and she was like, my tire's blown out. And it was me and Gio helping her. And I was like, all right, cool. And I was like, where's the wheel lock? She goes, oh, I don't know what that is. And usually, okay, so a wheel lock is one lug nut on your car. Not one, but one on each wheel. It's different. It's a special one so that they don't jack those shits. Hondas have them, Mini Coopers, BMWs.
Yeah, a lot more newer cars.
Yeah, it depends. Point is, it's not a socket that you can just buy off Snap-on.
Or it's not something that every shop has of a master lock.
No, yeah. We don't have a master lock. We'll talk about that after. We'll talk about that. But all right. So she comes in and she has this wheel lock. She has that one. And so I need it to get this wheel off. And again, we were kind of closing. Yeah, we were closing because she was like the last. And I was like, let me help her out. Again, we're off Thursday, Friday. You're gonna have to. So I'm like, where's the wheel lock? She goes, oh, I don't know what that is. So it's usually in the trunk with like your spare tire and all that, like the emergency kit. So I'm digging through it. She's already like frustrated. Like she was like to be stereotypical, she was like a white chick, so she was already hysterical. I'm here visiting my dad. What am I supposed to do? And I don't know what. Oh my god, yeah. I live in San Diego. And I'm like, all right, bitch, chill, relax. Like you're here already. You made it safe. So I'm looking for it and nothing. And so I'm like, we can't do it. And she's like, what? And then for these, it's the one that has like an O-ring on the inside of it, so you can't even crack it out. Usually on the Honda ones, we have the ones where it's a socket and you just hammer that bitch in, and it takes it out. It grabs it and takes it out. These though, with that little O-ring, you do that, you're never gonna get it off after that. If you mess with it,
this is why they're high end. They made that.
So that people don't fuck with it at all. And so we're telling her that we can't break it loose. There's nothing. And she was like, you guys don't have the socket? How do you not have the socket? And we're like, because they're specific to every car brand. To like, what do you want me to do? Like, if you find yours, let me keep it, so that way the next bitch that comes, like, you know. And so
not even that, like you said, like, you know, it's like people. Like, I remember we'd always hear like, you don't have a master one. It's like, no, like, bro, we don't have a there's not like there's nobody that comes. There's not one place and be like, hey, bro, this is the like master key for every car that's gonna pass by.
And if you flip it open, it's the key to the city too. So don't even.
I'm like, bro, like, don't get me wrong. Would that be kind of smart? Yes. But it's like they don't do that for a fucking reason. No. And of course, like if you think about it, like if they had that at a shop and somebody just stole it, like boom, they got the key. They got the key to everybody's car.
On bricks the next day, bro. But she was getting hysterical. She's like, what do I do? You got to call the dealership. That's the only place you're gonna. So she calls the dealership, and then she has it on speaker, and even the guy at the dealership was like, ma'am, we're closing. If you would have called us an hour, like, yeah, but I can't do anything for you. Well, can't you bring it? And he's like, no, like I just answer phones. Like I don't even know where the parts at. But what was fucked up is that he kept saying like, oh no, we got it. We have it. We have it in stock. We got 10 of them. Like, we got you.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
But the same, he's like, I got it in my hand. I just don't got a delivery driver. And the same thing, he was like, but we're not back till Saturday, so you're gonna have to. So she was all mad. She leaves the car like in our parking lot, and she was like, all right. And she started like, I can't believe this. She got her Uber X, and she's like, oh, she's taking the stuff out of her car and complaining to me. Because again, I'm waiting there because I'm like, I need the key. I need the key. So I'm just waiting there like, damn, like, hurry up. And she's like, my dad, he's going to be so upset. I'm upset. I'm going to miss dinner. And so she's doing that. And then she starts walking away. And I'm like, oh, ma'am, I need the key. And she's all, well, I don't trust you guys. And I'm like, all this, we just went through all this. I helped you out. Like,
you don't trust
and she's like, I don't trust you. Why are you going to have my key? And I go, well, because if we got to move it or something. She's like, but it has a flat tire. And I'm like, no, we're not going to take it to lunch. Like, so we can move it around the parking lot. I need your key. And she's like, are you sure you're not going to take anything from in there? I was like, dude, we're a fine establishment. If you haven't heard that we took something, I don't.
But people would, don't get me wrong, people would accuse us too, though. I hear that too, because I remember they told, which we would have.
I got a good one.
The Caesar one.
I gotta go. Go ahead.
But I remember with Caesar. With Caesar, we know he didn't. That he was not a smoker. We can say hi. And they were the guy came and he was like, hey, like he took my joint. And what else? I forgot what the fuck. He took something else. A joint and something else. And at first I was like, don't get me wrong. If it would have been me, I would have understood if they would have asked
me.
Maybe. I would have, they could have asked me. And I would probably, of course, still said no, but I would have been like, okay, understand.
Like, I get it.
You know? But then he's like, nah, like he took it and he put it at Caesar. I was like, bro, I know damn well.
He didn't
take that shit. You know, I'll tell you right now, right? I was like, one. Because he's not going to even smoke that shit. He had nothing to do with it. And I was like, bro, I was on top of that. I'm telling you what, the second thing was so dumb. I was like, bro, he took a cup. It was a cup.
Oh, that's what's up.
And he was like, yeah, he took it was like a fucking cup or something that he said. It was like,
boy took my big gulp, man.
I was like, what the fuck? And in my head, I'm like, bro, he ain't going to take you a cup. Like,
what does he need a cup for?
Bro? I was like,
yeah,
what?
like, I'm going to take the change in your ashtray. I'm
going to take your cup. But yeah, he said he took the cup in the joint, bro. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, all right, bro. I was like, we know he didn't do it, and then he tried to put a claim in for the joint.
That's what's up. Don't come to this Firestone. They took my joint.
Literally, I would always think about that. Like, don't get me wrong, people put claims in. I understood. Like sometimes, like we could be rude, you know.
Yeah. No, for sure.
But it's like sometimes you see the comments and it's like, damn, damn well you was the bitch,
Yeah, you fucked up.
Like it was like, come on, like especially when people used to come to us when we're busy,
and
they're like, "Are you busy?"
Yeah,
yeah, and they're like, "Oh, but can you help me?" So why the fuck you asking my question?
What was the first question for?
The first question to ask me if I'm busy, to ignore the fact that I'm busy either way, to just tell me, hey, bro,
you should have just started off with, "Can you help me?"
Yeah.
And I would have said no.
And even then, like when people are like, "Oh, like I need your help," like, "Can you?" I was like, "Okay, but I'm busy." Like, and they're like, "Oh no, but I need your help." It's like, "Okay, look, that's what you mean. I got 2 cars right now. You're flat tire. You could go inside. I'm telling you, go inside." For a reason, so they can help you faster, so I can help you faster. Yeah, and they would still be like, no, come help me. Cause like, bro, there's nothing I'm gonna do outside. Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking fix it outside.
I'm gonna just take it off.
And now, unless you tell me you need air, and even then, I might do it because I might just ask somebody else to do it.
Saul, hey, they're pulling up.
Yeah, and even don't get me wrong, like not that I'm like trying to be mean, but I didn't want to put air. It's like sometimes like I'm busy that I don't want it, like I can't put air, or it's like sometimes, and I would understand what other work is like. If I see you asking somebody that's busy, I'm gonna be like, hey, yeah, come over here, I'll put air for you. You think about like that person's busy, you think about their work too. Yeah,
and then that too, if they're balls deep in something and they're like they're in their flow and stuff, and then you interrupt them and they're like, oh shit, and it goes back to they might leave something loose, so it's like, okay, let me help him out.
And that's the point that we like, again, little mistakes is like, you not to say you distracted that person. You're like, oh, you're not to say you can distract
because that's what we're there for too. Yeah, to help everybody. But
if you see, like, if they're right in, like you said, in the zone of it, and or like people would walk into the shop, it's like, don't walk into like, and then you get mad at me for telling you to get out. I would tell people straight up, hey, bro, get out. And why you gotta talk to me like that? Hey, bro, because I told you to get the fuck out the shop. Don't be in the shop, bro.
We got so many stories.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go back though to taking shit. I took quote unquote I did leave this lady's like little basket, the one that the old ladies take to like the swap meet and shit, and like to the girl. I left it out because we put a tire on and then I had to put the spur back on, so I left it out. And she came back, she was like, hey, where's my thing? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. She dips and she comes back, she calls you. They took something from my car, and it's serious. It's a serious accusation. It could be anything from like a phone, and then oh, no, I'm going back. All right, cool. And she was like, hey, that lady that like you put everything back. I go, oh yeah, I left the basket out, but she came back and it's all good. And he's like, no, she's coming back because you stole something. Oh, I didn't take anything. And she comes back. She goes, he took my coupons. Dead ass. He took my coupons. And she was like, hold on. And he comes out to the shop and I'm doing my shit. And he's all like, hey, did you happen to see some coupons? And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, in the glove box or something, like any papers or anything. I go, and he said paper. No, he didn't say coupons. He said papers. And I was like, nah. So I'm thinking like, oh shit, her registration or like, she had important documents. And like, so I'm like, no, I didn't. I didn't even like touch the passenger side, nothing. And she's like, all right, she said you stole her coupons. I'm like, get out of my face right now, dude. Don't even come up to me about that. Her coupons, bro. It's Saturday. She's gonna get other coupons tomorrow. Like, I was more pissed at Gio for coming. Like, you're gonna come up with this bullshit. I got 4 tires right now, dude.
Gio would come up with some bullshit.
But
like, that's just hilarious. Hey, take the coupons. Hey, bro. He sees you on lunch. A bunch of shit.
She presses me, bro. After work, like, yo, I was supposed to save on my 12 dozen eggs, bro, and you.
You should have asked him which coupons.
I should have came with like groceries. Like, yo, she hooked it up, dog. You remember that incident with that one kid that was there with this girl, and it was you were working on his car, and he was already an asshole, and then he didn't want to pay for a tire, but he was on the phone with his dad, and then you walked to go get the tire because we finally convinced him. And so he started walking around in the shop where your babe, and he was on the phone like that. And I went up to him and I did the same. And when it comes to kicking people out, I wasn't as I don't want to say as harsh as Josh, but I would tell him, hey, like in my white voice, I'm like, hey, do you mind coming out? I just don't want you getting hurt in the shop. And he didn't like that, and he was like, this is my car. And I was like, white voice. I was like, no, I understand. It's just there's nobody in here, so I just don't want you getting hurt. And he was like walking by me. He was like, bro, you're a hothead. You're a hothead. You need to watch what remember that? And even John was yelling at him like, hey, leave him alone. Get out of the shop. Yeah. And even you pulled up and you were like, bro, why are you yelling? Like, he's just telling you to be careful.
Yeah, I was like, bro, calm down, bro. And he was like, no, he needs to calm down. I was like, bro, you're the one screaming right now. Like, bro, like, I'm the one working on your car.
Yeah.
What's up?
You're good.
I'm the one working on your car, and you over here mad at him, pretending you so you don't slip. I was like, bro. And then you talking on the phone. I was like, on top of that, so I was like, of course you're gonna get like bro, if you could fall on anything.
You're not paying attention.
And then I remember a lot of people like I say a lot of people just like want to like be like, oh, like you said, my car's in there. Like, oh, I'm part of it too. It's like, no, bro, like your car's in here. You brought your car to me. You stay outside. Well, I work on your car.
Because if you were so comfortable, you probably would have done the work. And it's not even that. It's legitimately about safety, right?
What? I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'll continue the thought. So it's legitimately about safety. When any mechanic, any shop person kicks you out of the shop, it's because one of the big ones is like work boots. A bunch of these people come in with sandals, or they come in with canvas shoes, Vans, things like that, and anything can fall on it. Anything can fall on you. You can get hurt. You don't know what happens, when you hear something pop or if something's falling. You don't know the procedures. Anything can happen. We're already used to in the shop for certain things, whether we're dropping tires, we kind of know what's going to happen. If we're like taking off these brakes, or if we're banging on something, we know what's going to happen in the situation. But if you walk into this shop and you've never ever gotten your hands dirty in your life, and you're just walking in and I drop a tire and you so happen to be there, well, you're going to get hurt because you're wearing sandals, you're wearing Vans, a rim on a steel toe boot. It still hurts. So if you're in just regular street shoes, it's going to hurt 10 times worse. And it's not even that we don't want, we don't want you in there because it would be annoying if you're just breathing on our necks, but you're going to get hurt. You're going to fuck yourself up because you don't know what's going on.
Like you said, people breathing down your neck, that too. And when I used to hate when we used to work on cars, and it's just like, and don't get me wrong, you could look while I'm working.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
But don't don't tell me how to work. Like, I used to have so many people like doing breaks. Like, did you do this? Did you do it? It's like, dude, like you telling me that you know how to work on cars, but yeah, you right here having me work on your car. And don't get me wrong. Some people are like, oh, like I don't want to spend.
It's just too late. Yeah.
But it's like, dude, if you're gonna you're not gonna teach me how to work on a car. I know how to work on a car.
If you want to do it your way, the only person who knows how to do it is you.
I was like, bro. I hate when or like when people always be like, oh, like I'm a mechanic. Like I used to be a mechanic. It's all right. Look, bro.
Dope.
That's cool. But right now, I'm the mechanic.
You know how you said used to?
Yeah,
no, I'm currently.
Yeah, I'm the current. And don't get me wrong. And I understand. It's like even me thinking about now. Like I feel like if I were to go to a shop, I would kind of look at it too. Like damn, like is he doing it right?
Like that's not it.
That's not it. But it's like that's why I work on my own car.
Yeah, so you don't have that.
That's why I don't have that. Or if I do, I'd make sure I'm not looking because I want to make sure I know.
I'm just gonna drop it off.
Yeah, because I
drop it off at Chevy. I'll be back Wednesday, Tuesday.
Bro, I was even then, like even my mom, she got a Tesla. She had to do the update on it.
Oh my god!
Or like not the update. I forgot what it was. Something happened that like the trunk wouldn't open. Like it was weird. Yeah. And she's like, oh, like Tesla's gonna come pick it up. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, they're going to come fix it. Like, when you get it back. She's like, yeah, in like 2 weeks. And I was like,
2 weeks?
Like, what the fuck? And she's like, yeah, they just come pick it up and they drop it off in 2 weeks. And I was like, so you have to wait 2 weeks for them to figure out what's wrong. And don't get me wrong, I get they probably got a lot of Teslas, but
yeah.
Come on, 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
Like, damn, how many Teslas y'all got? It's even when she got her Tesla, she had to order it like
I remember you telling me.
Remember I told you?
Yeah.
Even when
You're like, yo, my mom ordered a Tesla. I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. And then I was like, hey, I'm not going to work here anymore. Yo, my mom just got her Tesla. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, I remember though. Yeah, it took a minute, dude.
I was like, that's what I was like, bro. It's just like, that's why I find it crazy. Like, it's like, but I feel like Tesla are kind of getting like, they're getting like the whole electric car thing too.
Yeah, I don't mind it either. I don't mind it either.
I just think like the brakes thing. I've never done brakes on those, which I'm very curious how that works. But I heard like the brakes last forever.
They're supposed to because it's like regenerative too. Yeah, because it's that whole thing when you let off the gas, the motors
and they got like
slow
fucking
themselves
4
down.
Brakes in that shit.
Yeah,
they have 2 in the back.
Yeah, they have like a parking brake and then like the regular brake and all that.
And then the front. I was like, damn, that shit's crazy.
Yeah, but electric cars, I don't mind them. They're pretty cool because they're fast too. I think it's just
Yeah.
It's I think it's still too early for them to be like the best of the best.
I used to find it funny when people used to mistake them for stuff like an Enterprise.
Mhm.
Hilarious. I don't know who this happened to you, but I remember one time one of them dropped him off a car, and he's like, "Hey, it's here for you know how they say loafer."
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
And I was
Loafer.
like, yeah, and I was like, he's like, yeah, like, is it for a loafer? He dropped like 2 cars.
Mhm.
One was like a Kia, and it was an EV, and then the
Yeah.
other one was I don't know, it was another like EV car.
Yeah.
It was like a Nissan, but they were both EVs.
Oh, like Leaf or something. Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, okay, and I was like, and I went and looked back, and I was like, this nigga said loafer. I was like,
Yeah, that's a service. Like
I was like, that's a service. I was like,
oil change,
Oil
tire
change.
rotation.
I was like, wait a minute, I was like, there's no oil in there. I was like, and I went back to him, I was like, hey, like, there's no oil in this. He's like, yeah, there's an engine in there. And I was like, bro, I was like, no, that's a battery. And he's like, yeah, check it. And then I was like, I go in, I like pop the hood. I was like, bro, this is a fucking battery. I was like,
There's nothing but the orange
and then I bring him
connections.
over here, and I'm like, hey, like, where? I even asked him, I was like, where's the engine? He's like, this, look, and he's looking at the battery, and I was like, bro, that's like a battery.
That's a battery pack.
He's like, it looks like an engine though, and I was like, well, it's supposed to kind of make it.
Yeah,
look
they don't want to scare you. They
they're not
want to
trying to
make it
scare
look
you,
common.
you know. They don't want you to put like a battery in. And he's like, oh.
So no oil change?
I was like, yeah. He's like, so no oil change? You know, I was like, no, bro. Like,
nah, dude.
just tire rotation. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, so should I just take it? And I was like, well, let me look at the tires. I looked at the tread. And I was like, yeah, bro, it doesn't need nothing. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna take it then. Thanks,
yeah,
man.
like,
I was in my head out there, bro. I could have just paid myself like 1.2.
yeah, you could have got your hour and a half.
Hour and a half for nothing, bro.
For
I was like,
nothing.
no, but yeah, so I say it's just like the little things of like I think EVs though too. I would want to get one. I'm just worried about like I don't know how I'm be able to not maintain it, but like what's the maintenance on it?
Well, I know. I mean, one of the things. I mean, obviously the batteries. I don't know how long they last,
That's the thing.
and I do know it is expensive because I know Tesla too. They don't have like how can I say it? Like they don't outsource work.
Yeah, it's not
You
like
gotta
that's what I'm
go to
saying, like,
Tesla.
Yeah, it's not like you could go to freaking Firestone for
No,
your Tesla control arms.
no, you're gonna go to Tesla.
You're gonna go to Tesla.
You have
get
to.
me? And
But-
like, cause my girl told me about the. Like, I don't know if you've seen like those new Hondas, like the EV ones.
Mhm.
I like the new EV ones. They're kind of nice.
Yeah.
But in my head, I was like, bro, I was like, something happened to this shit. I would not know.
I'm not
what the
gonna-
fuck- Yeah, I was like, even if the front brakes go out, I was like, I'm still probably gonna
Yeah,
be
like-
fucking confused. Like,
Yeah, because it's a whole nother motor and stuff. But they are cool. I like the idea that you can just charge it
yeah.
and like dip.
You seen the new? Supposedly they're making the Dodge EV too.
Yeah, that thing's crazy. I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't think a lot of people are gonna like it just because they're like, oh, the supercharger is the scat pack, and so I don't think a lot of people are gonna buy
the only
it.
funny part about it, which of course I wouldn't buy it, but I think the hilarious shit about it is how it the sound of the motor you can make it. It's like,
Yeah, it's
dude,
on speakers.
It's on speakers. It's like, think about it, bro. You're gonna make you get. It's like, bro. I don't know. I thought that was the funniest shit ever.
And it is cool though. Like it looks like an old school Challenger or a Charger or
I
whatever.
did like how they made like how it could. I guess I think it's the sign or something like could go colors.
Oh yeah,
I forgot
like
what,
the trim. Yeah,
what the trim of it changes colors. So that's like I'm saying, the car is more coming out for looks. I don't think.
yeah.
I
No,
don't
it's
think now-
more of a novelty thing because, like you said, who that's a Dodge fanatic that likes, you know, the demons and the scat packs and all that is gonna be like, hey, you want to hear this? And it's like, what? Hold on, and you just see him pushing the volume button. Hold on. So,
Like,
but it is cool. It is cool.
It's cool. That's what
It
it's
is
cool.
funny.
Now it's like even now, like I thought, like because I remember how I used to tell you, like, damn, I want an FRS,
Oh yeah.
and now I'm like, damn, like by the time I really buy like the car, I'm like, fuck, I'll probably just buy like a regular.
Yeah, just do something else.
Yeah, one thing I did like, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna make trucks like that, like later on. I do like the TRD, the little fucking
The Tacoma.
Tacoma.
Dog, don't get me started. I love them Tacomas.
Yeah,
Have you
like-
seen like they're turbocharged now? It's a 4-cylinder. It's like the highest end one. So does it have Foxstruts? I don't know, but it has like the full suspension. It's got bigger wheels. It has an air compressor in the back, so your tires are never gonna go low. The seats, they have shocks in them too, so you know, like the aftermarket coilovers where you could, I want it harder or something. You could do that on the back in the seats. Like there's 2 shocks in the back of the seats.
Shit.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I know my neighbor. I don't think he has that one. He got he had the first big Tacoma. You know,
Oh,
the big
okay.
one?
Yeah.
And funny thing, he had it in front of our house, and they took the catalytic converter. Like in like a week, bro. Like it was there for a week. He showed it to me, and I was outside, and the next day, and then he tells me, he's like, "Se llevaron mi cosa." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "The catalytic converter."
That shit was all loud.
And he turns it on. I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, and then even my other neighbor too, but he had that car sitting there for a minute.
Yeah.
He would just move it from side to side, and I think like a week later too, I just hear that shit coming to the back, just and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Bro, what's up with all?" At first, I was like, "What's up with all these mufflers getting?"
Damn, what's going on here?
And then and I was like, "Damn!" I was like, "Shit, good thing it's not mine." I was like, "Cause I mean, luckily I parked my cars inside, but even then, like they tried. I mean, luckily because I know Hondas are so easy to break into.
Yeah,
they tried to break into my girls again, but dumbass, I guess I didn't know this happens, but I guess they like pulled the door so that the handle got stuck.
Oh.
But you had to just push it back ever so slightly, and it would open.
Yeah.
So they just didn't push it back.
They were just like, I give up. Fuck
yeah.
this.
If they would have just pushed it back just to like literally like a centimeter,
it would have
just opened.
It would have popped open.
Literally, because my girl's like, the door doesn't open, and I just literally and I was like, wait a minute, because you could kind of see the unalignment, and I was like, it's just not aligned, and I just popped in. I was like, oh, this nigga's a dumbass.
You're good. Yeah, you're a terrible criminal.
Yeah. I was like, bro, these motherfuckers.
Fucking rookie moves.
Yeah, and then my point too was like, I mean, not my point, but like my I was mad because they fucked up the key.
Oh, the key. Yeah.
So like they put a fucking screwdriver in there.
Yeah.
They left the screwdriver too. I was like, bro,
you guys couldn't even get
shitty
that
ass
out.
screwdriver.
Like, some assholes, man.
I was like, you couldn't even give me the fucking brand one. They gave me one of those like it was like one of those weird color ones.
It was legit from AutoZone, and the one that like they had in the front desk.
AutoZone. They had like it was like yellow and like red.
They got a yard sale, dog.
Yeah, something like that. It was one of those old school ones. You could tell it was all rusty.
It's like, why can't you ever jack some shit with Snap-on, man? Like, give me a Snap-on screwdriver.
Yeah, I was like, this motherfuckers. I was like, but
that's true, because the Hyundais, they have that weird thing where you can just like.
I don't know.
And yours is push to start, right?
No, luckily it's the key thing.
Oh, it's the key.
I heard the push to start ones are the
they're bad
to like. That's why I was like, no.
You put like a USB in it or something like that. And
yeah,
it just
I heard
goes.
about that. I never seen them how they do it, but
it's weird.
Like, I've seen that shit.
You know what's funny? I seen how I learned on TikTok. There was a dude. They interviewed him. He was just in a ski mask, and they're like, so how do you break into these? He's like, well, breaking in is easy. Like you just you Slim Jim, whatever, you pop the. And he's like, and all you do here is like, you just get your screwdriver and you just pop this panel, and he's just like, boom, he pops the panel, and then he's like, look, and then the ignition, you just kind of take it off the little mount, and literally, I don't know what he had, but you just turn it, and that's it, and like it just goes on, like that's all you need. It's really nothing. Like
that's why I was like, fuck, I don't know, fucking Kia, bro, Hyundai. I was like, these motherfuckers.
They do make a nice car though.
No, it is
nice. Some of them are nice.
Yeah, some of them are nice. Like even like another one too. Like even like. Today in the morning when I was walking my dog, Kia got broken into. But I felt bad because this thief though was like very well. Like,
he knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing because he broke the window, but he didn't break the window. He like just broke the corner and like he just was able to put his hand through.
Wow, that's hard to do because that glass like breaks and it shatters.
Yeah, I was like, bro, this is a real trained criminal right here. Dude. Bro, he broke it. He's like, bro, I ain't gonna break this shit. But and as you could tell, he opened the door.
Yeah.
And I was like,
my boy had a laser and just cut the edge.
Well, no, the whole window is still shattered.
Yeah, it was shattered,
but it was just
there's a hole.
Yeah, there's just like, and in my head, I was like, bro, like, how do you even know what?
Like what's the technique? What's the skill?
I was like, bro, I'm gonna have to look at some videos. I went to my girl. I was like, I need to learn that shit. And I was like, I'm not saying I rob people out there, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, like this is
like,
crazy.
Is this like a thing? I was like, bro, this is hilarious.
There's no way. There's a YouTube tutorial on how to do this shit. This is a skill.
But no, yeah, I was like, that's what I was like, bro. I was like, especially Honda, like be careful what kind of car you get sometimes.
Yeah,
especially like to think about like how they get broken into.
Yeah, no, because even for it still goes on for that. But like a Prius, they're taking their cats.
Their cats are like.
We got a couple at Firestone. Remember when they would like.
They would come in.
What's going on? Or like you would hear it come down the street, and you're like, "Damn, that's a sick ass car." And you see the Prius pull up. Nope.
Yeah, nope. And you're like, "Bro, don't come here.
Don't need to come here."
And they come in here. They're like, "Can you help me?" Nope.
That too. Not because we were assholes. Just we're not a muffler shop. Like there's nothing we can do for you. I heard
we could do it, but they have to buy the whole thing.
Yeah. Because we don't weld.
Yeah. So they have to buy that, and I heard that thing alone is like $3.
Yeah. Because like. The reason they're robbing it is because it is expensive. They can sell it for like $400 on the low, but even then, it's like you're still shallowing out $400. But yeah, the people like the crackheads, they sell the metals in it, and so they just open them bitches up.
Because I thought about it, like how do they go and sell it, and it's like You can be like, hey, bro, like they're gonna like. I feel like they know you just cut that shit off.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, not if they're smart, but if they do want to resell the whole thing, what I've seen, they just
like
so it's cut, right? So it's cut like that, and you have the piece, and you have the cat in the middle, and then the other, and all they do is like they weld like banjo clips to the end, so it looks like you could just slide it on to another car, and then just tied in like the bolt, like you know those clips that have the little screw on top, and they just so they just put those at the end, and they're just like, oh yeah, like you could just throw it on any car. But then, like, obviously the idiots, they just sell it and you can see, like, the hacksaw cuts. But if you're a crackhead and you need that quick money, it's like copper wire. So you just, you take them, you split them open, you get all that metal out, and then you sell it to, you know, the little metal shop, the scrap metal shops.
That's hilarious. So yeah, these people are just they're
just bored, bro.
They're just bored. They think about too many things. Which is, I mean, I give them the problem, like, hey, you know, think about things that people wouldn't think about, but it's like, damn, bro, like
you could put this brain power into
things before. Could have been a lot of other things. But could have been an engineer.
Yeah, for real. No, but let's go back to that toolbox though. Josh, when I left, Josh was pretty excited. I was pretty excited for Josh. He was like, bro, I got this blue toolbox, and I was like, hell, because that too. I remember you told me Josh had a green. It's kind of like the bigger service cart because it had drawers going from the top to the bottom. And I remember it was funny because you said when you started at Chevy, people were like, oh yeah, you got to get Snap-on. And you were kind of like, why am I going to get Snap-on? Like everybody has that shit. And then you found out like, oh, I guess Snap-on's the top tier. So when Josh pulled up, he had his Snap-on box already. He had his Snap-on tools. And I was like, damn, that's pretty dope. And then he got this.
The blue one.
What is it, like the 72?
Yeah, it's like it's one of the big ones. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't take it back buying it. I'm glad.
Yeah, I was going to say that because we were talking about it earlier, and you don't necessarily regret buying it, right?
I think I take full glad I bought it. Honestly, like even when I get like a man cave or whatever, like I'm definitely putting that shit in there to use the George for anything else. Yeah, but no, honestly, I think like it was a good like investment again because I feel like I'm always gonna want to work on cars. Yeah, like and I feel like that's a good thing that like I feel like I got that now, so like. Later on, I don't want to say that, but like when I'm like 30 or like, you know, 35 or whatever, I'm not like, damn, I need these tools. Or yeah, of course it's going to change, but it's like at least I have the roughness of like what I need. To do.
Yeah, and you have it there too. Yeah.
So I think it honestly, I felt glad I got all the tools I got. Don't get me wrong, I do wish I would have got certain things differently. Yeah. Like, I wish I would have got a scanner. But at the same time,
scanner would have been.
Yeah, I feel like because I ended up getting I remember the start and charge testing.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I got that, but I didn't get the scanner, which is one thing I wish I would have got the scanner, but I know the scanner was way more expensive.
For sure. Like, yeah, because
scanner starting charging is good because I feel like I used it. Like I think I got myself worth that.
Yeah, because even then, I'm pretty sure you got like a pretty good one. So like it was like you said, it's a starting charging one. So what it does, it'll check the starter, it'll check the alternator, and it'll check the battery. So like the ones at AutoZone, I mean, I haven't used those, but maybe those will just be like, oh, your battery's low. But it's like, well, why is the battery low? Is it because the alternator's not kicking in or what's going on? So to have that, even that, it's like you can put up a sign outside your house. Like,
well, I mean, luckily I did it came in clutch from my girl's car recently. Mm-hmm. The Hyundai battery died on her. She was at work, and then she was like, my car doesn't start. And then she was like, and I was like, let me hear you try to start. And she tried to start. I was like, it needs a battery. Yeah. She was like, no, I don't know. She's like, I think it's the alternator. It's like, no, it's the battery. And then she's like, no. And then she's like, no, I think it's the starter. Because she went from the alternator. She's like, no, I think it's the starter. She's like, because it doesn't start. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, it's the battery.
And like, let me pull up these receipts real quick.
And then she's like, she goes home, and her dad, she comes back with her dad. She said, because I told her, I was like, try to go get the car later. I was like, trust me. I was like, it might start later. And she goes, and she just, and it starts. And then she tells me, she's like, this shit just started. And I was like, and then her dad looks at her, she's like, really? He's like, really? And she's like, I swear it didn't start before. But I was like, because I know it was there. I was like, I know it didn't start. And I was like, but I'm pretty sure, like, because I was like, I'm pretty sure listening to she's like, nothing was on. But I was like, I probably just died. I was like, yeah. And then, like, check the battery at home, and like 12 cc's. I was like, I don't even know how you got home with this. This is alternating.
My boy's screaming for help. But it's true, though. Like, I don't think I've ever, like, I've bought in tools and been like, damn, like it was kind of expensive. Like I wish, but I never been like, fuck, I regret buying this tool. It's just like, fuck, I wish it was cheaper. Yeah. It's never been that idea of like, I bought it, I don't need it. It was always just like, damn.
Because don't get me wrong, there were certain things I bought that like I probably didn't need, like certain ratchets, but it was just like, I mean, those are things I was like,
those are cool to have too. The little
like the little blue ratchet I got.
Oh yeah, that was cool. But that too, it's like you work You know, all this stuff. Why wouldn't you want something nice? Why wouldn't you want something cool?
I feel like they all come in clutch because you think about every tool works for like something different.
Yeah.
You get me? Like even like when you think about like, damn, like, do you really need a swivel compared to like a thing? It's like, yeah, sometimes that swivel comes in clutch and you don't even notice. Yeah,
like the last thing I bought from the Snap-on guy over here at Firestone was that extended ratchet, the electric one. And when I got it, I used it once at Firestone. And the whole thing too, it's like I was like, damn, do I really need it? But
I know what you're thinking.
It does come in handy because when you're breaking those caliper bolts, you don't need a whole nother ratchet. You just use that long one, boom, and then you just bolt comes out. Too. Yeah, so it's like, I never necessarily regretted buying a tool, and I don't think I ever will. And like you said, I mean, yeah, you might not use the box or whatever, but you're still gonna be like you said, oh, I have it, and I think that's what a lot of people got to learn too. Like you're gonna have to buy tools regardless.
Yeah, and you're even gonna buy certain tools that you're gonna be like, damn, like did I even need that? And it's like you might use it once, but you're gonna be like, damn, that shit came in clutch that one time.
That one time you need it, or I mean, a lot of people are different about lending tools to other people. Some people are cooler than others, but like if you're the head honcho at the shop and you have that one tool, and someone else needs it, and you're just like, I got it. Don't trip. Like, hold on. Yeah. I've been waiting for this moment.
I literally.
You open up that nice little box. Like, here you go.
Shit, brand new still. I don't even use once. Like, hey, bro, I got it though.
Yeah, but then that too, like we were saying, like recently I bought a $15 little. It's not a pocket screwdriver. It's a pocket pry bar from Snap-on. It's $15, and it's like, why the fuck do I need this? But then, because the pocket screwdriver, if you try to pry shit, it'll bend, it'll break. This one's like, so now I use it for everything and anything I can. And at first it was just like, it's just something I want.
I know I used to have the Snap-on knife and I fucking lost that shit. I used to like that. I like that.
And this shit hurts, huh? But yeah, no, tools are always a necessity if you're in this field.
Definitely.
Don't regret buying it.
Don't regret buying it, yeah.
And I mean, what do you feel about tool brands though?
I feel like honestly, like besides like, I probably wish I would even with Milwaukee.
Milwaukee's a really good brand.
Milwaukee, or like even what's the other one? Caesar had it.
Oh, Mac.
Macco. Yeah. That's a good one too.
We didn't have
those. Like, we only had Snap. That's the thing. We only had Snap-on. I mean, I guess too, because it's like the newer generational thing too. Yeah. But I mean, those type of tools, I wish we would have had like at least the option to look at.
Yeah.
We just really didn't have that.
Yeah,
the opportunity. So
we never pulled up.
Yeah, so we got like what we could get really, which that too, like, you know, you kind of like manage what you get, and it's like that's why you slowly get what you need. That's why when I would buy tools, I would be like, if I asked somebody to borrow the tool more than twice, I knew I needed it too.
You need to get it,
because if I'm using it more than twice, you know, like, then not to say like exactly twice, but it's like at that second time marker, you're kind of like, okay, you're asking this person. Yeah. The third time you ask them, you're kind of like, damn, like you kind of feel like you're bugging a little bit because you're always asking for that.
You got to stop them.
You got to stop them. So it's like, you know, I just feel like after, you know, if you ask, you know, more than a couple of times, you're kind of like, okay, I think I need this tool already.
For sure. I'm going to start using this on my own. That's funny. But then our Snap-on guy.
Yeah. Fucking oh my God.
And you know what's crazy? I think I sent you a picture too. The Snap-on guy we have at the shop that I'm working at right now. No, that thing's deep. But the one we had at Firestone was an ice cream truck.
Yeah, fuck, man. It was low. He barely even had anything. Even then, when he had stuff, like, he didn't even have anything in there. We would ask him, like, hey, can I get this? He'd be like, all right, I'll give it to you, like, next week. Dude, like, what the fuck? But I got to pay now.
Yeah, but drop that, hit that down payment real quick. And, I mean, who knows? Maybe he was good at one point, and then something happened.
Maybe he just stopped liking it.
But you know what was funny, too? When the other Alex, the big Alex, was working there, I don't know if he's... He got the free ratchet too, the electric ratchet. Oh, he gave his to get rebuilt, and then 1 week he gave it to him, the week that he was there, and then the next week he was off. And when he came back, he was like, "Hey, like, whose ratchet is this?" And we were like, "I don't know. He put it on your box." And he looked at it, and it said like Alejandro something else, like a different Alejandro, and he was like, well, who wants a ratchet now? Because he already gave me mine. And I think that's the ratchet that Raul got. He sold it to Raul for like dirt cheap because he was like, it's a free ratchet. Yeah. Like, you could take it.
Literally.
And then that just showed, our Snap-on guy at Firestone wasn't, I don't know, he was like,
just out of it.
Very forgetful.
Yeah.
Like, I think he even tried to give you like sockets at one time too.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
were like,
But
I
then
bought these already.
and then I found out he was going to charge me for them twice, though.
Oh, yeah, remember? Because I was like, Josh, you should have hooked me up. And he was like, no, he was going to charge me again. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, nah, fuck
Because I
that.
told him, I was like, you're going to charge me? I was like, you charge it again? He's like, yeah. He's like, you wanted them, no? I was like, bro, you already charged me for a pair.
Like the ones that I have on my box right now?
I was like, what?
I was actually going to bring them in for warranty because they broke. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, but if you can find if you have a good Snap-on dealer, or if you have any good tool dealer, honestly, that's one of the best relationships you can have because, I mean, you're always going to need something. But yeah, no, let's see where we're at. I think this is the longest one we've had. Yeah, minute 24. So, I mean, I appreciate you coming, Josh.
Of course, man. Honestly, thank you for having me. I mean, I'll try to come again, honestly.
Yeah, just, for real. Yeah, this is funny, man. Like I was saying,
work around my kids. They give me my schedule.
Bring the kids next time, man. We'll have your son talk or something, man. Like, yo, what do you think a mechanic is? What do you think your dad does for work? I don't know, man. He just brings money home.
Now he calls me at work sometimes.
Oh, he does?
I'll be at work. Well, because now I can actually talk at work a little bit because I'm cleaning the rooms. And it'll be like, what are you doing? I'm working. He'll be like, no, come home. No,
just come home.
Especially when I leave him at like my suegro, and he'll be like, Dad, where are you going? I'm going to work. I'm like, no, you stay. And then he tells me, it's funny because he'll tell me like 10 minutes. And I'm like, bro, I don't have time. He's like, yes, 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Nah, don't even check. I'll call the boss. We're cool. Like, it's all good. It's all good.
For everything, like, let's say like, we'll be like, let's go outside. I'm like, in a little bit. He's like, okay. He's like, for 10 minutes. 10 minutes, Dad. 10 minutes. Does he even know what 10 minutes is? I think he really does though, because he'll come back in about maybe like less than 10 minutes. Because
like around the
he'll be like, Dad, he's like 10 minutes over. He's like, it's all done.
It's done.
Because I'll tell him too now. Sometimes like when if I gotta wash the dishes or something, and we'll go outside. If we're gonna go outside, I'm like, yeah, give me 10 minutes. He's like, okay, 10 minutes. And I'm like, bro, okay, like I get it, bro. And then after 10 minutes, he'll come back and be like, hey, it's time.
Hey, you said I don't care what you're doing. You better drop it. We better pull up outside. Get the dog.
And that's what my girl too would get kind of like annoyed. Like, I told you to wait. And he'd be like, I did wait 10 minutes.
10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes. And you should get him a watch just for the fucks of it. So you could be like, yo, it's been 10 minutes.
But it's funny because he goes, that's the whole 10 thing. And then he'll even do 5 minutes. Like 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
5 minutes. We got to make this one a quick one.
I'm like, bro, who taught you these increments, bro?
Where are you getting this shit? At least he's giving you good increments though. And he's not like, hey, yo, you got 7.5 minutes. Like, what?
Like
3
school,
minutes.
Now, too, I told him, like, you're going to be going to school. He's like, okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to work. You're going to go to school. But, like, I'm not going to be at work. I'm going to be home. But I told him, I was like, but I think it's good for him. I said, thinking he's in school. Because I think he likes to be outside a lot.
Oh, okay.
But it's just more like he gets overly, like, after a while, it gets kind of like, with me, I play with him a lot, but I think it's bored of me. I play with him so much. I'm with him all day, every day in the mornings. So I feel like after a while, like we play for like 30 minutes, an hour, and he's kind of like, all right, bro, like I'm bored. Like, bro, get the fuck out my base.
He's like, can you call your brother over? Like, can you call my
no,
tío?
Like, he'll tell me, but like, he's like,
any cousins?
He's like, let's go to Cat's house because my mom doesn't live too far. I'm like, let's go to Cat. Let's go with Chuito. I know Chuito's working. I know, let's go. Okay, he's like, no, they know work. Let's go.
They're good. I checked in, bro.
I was like, bro, you're making plans without me. That's rough, for real.
Hey, so he's like, yo, Dad, this Saturday we're gonna shoot through grandma's house.
Like in the morning, like when I took you to it, he was like, he said, Dad, wait, let's go for a walk. It's time to go for a walk. He's like, it's the morning. Look, it's morning.
Sun's out, boys. Yeah, get up.
And like because usually, and he like I don't mind it because I know I come home a little late, but like usually when I come home, I'll move him to his bed because he lays with my girl before I go.
Oh, okay.
So I moved to his bed and I'll lay with him for a bit. But sometimes I just end up falling asleep there, and now I go wake up and he'll wake me up like, hey, it's the morning.
It's time.
It's time.
Dude, that's funny, but
but next time, definitely bring him.
Yeah, shoot through. We'll have him run around or something. But
thank you, though, honestly.
Again, thank you. I know I've been bugging you and shit.
No, not bug, honestly, bro.
This is honestly kind of what I wanted to do. I think it gives a good insight to people, like, oh, what a shop kind of looks like.
No, definitely do it again.
It's always good to reminisce and stuff like that, like these stories.
So definitely do it again. Just again, sure. I'll let you know the timing.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll catch you on the next one. You guys want to support the brand? Head over to theheightsgarage.com. Follow us on Instagram at the Heights Garage, our TikTok, and we'll definitely be catching up with Josh in the next one. As always, guys, keep your boy Heights built.